Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday School today. I hope you've had a good week, whether you've been back at school this week or you've had your second week of holidays. I hope that it's been really good. Last week, Sam introduced us to our new series for Sunday School, and it's on the Psalms. And we learned about Psalm 1. And do you remember what the two word pictures were last week? Remember, we had a strong tree planted by a river, which represented the person who knows God's word and walks in God's way. And then there was the chaff or the dust, which is just blown away by the wind. And that was the person who walks with others who are a bad influence. And so they're not walking God's way. Well, today we're going to be looking at another psalm, and we're going to have some more word pictures. So I'd like you to do a little bit of imagining for me, please, as we start. So get comfortable in your seat, or maybe if you want to lie down, that would be okay as well. And close your eyes so that you can imagine what I'm saying, okay? I would like you to imagine that it's a lovely sunny day and it's so nice and warm, so you go out to play at the park. You have loads of fun playing at the park. Maybe there's a big bit of grass nearby. You can run races, or you can play football with your brothers and sisters or some of your friends. And you've been out playing for a long time, and you come running back to your mum or your dad and you say, "Can I please have a drink?" And they say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, I forgot to bring one." So now you're really thirsty and the sun is getting hot and you've got to get all the way home again before you can have a drink. It's not the best feeling, is it? And if you got home and then found for some reason you couldn't have a drink there either, that would be quite bad for you, wouldn't it? To be so thirsty and not be able to get anything to drink. Well, that was picture number 1, so keep that in the back of your brain. I do have another picture for you, another thing for you to imagine and think about. So eyes closed again. If you've opened them, keep them closed. And here's another picture from today's psalm. This one might be a bit like something that you felt this year while we've been in lockdowns and we've had restrictions. Maybe there are people in your family who you haven't seen for a long time. Maybe there are friends who live far away from you. Or you can just think back and remember how it felt not being able to see your school friends who you normally see every day, but you couldn't see them at all when your school was online. In our family, in our house, we have grandparents and cousins who live in other parts of Scotland, and we really miss not being able to see them. And that makes us feel sad sometimes. And every so often the girls will say, "When can we go and see Granny and Papa?" And I have to say, well, soon, hopefully soon, but not yet. Well, there's something a bit like that in today's psalm, a bit like that feeling. So I'd like you to put that in the back of your brain as well, along with the idea of being really, really thirsty, because we're going to come back to those things later, okay? But before we get to that, we're going to have a couple of songs. We are going to sing "God is Bigger," because that helps us to think about some of the things that are true that we're going to need in our psalm today as well. And we're also going to sing the Old Testament song to remind us where the book of Psalms comes in the Bible. So enjoy singing those out if you're at home, or having a bit of a dance if you're at church. And then we'll come back and we'll chat about today's psalm.